For far too long, we've been the scapegoat for bad policy decisions on the state level that have had adverse implications on our futures as students. And it seems, well, let me backtrack. It feels, right? It feels that we've been bouncing these budget cuts on the state level on our backs for too long, that the federal government has long since played a role in assisting our efforts to reach our goals and aspirations in higher education. It's hard to believe that our interests are being prioritized when some states' tuition is increasing over 100% in 3 years.
Shame!
Shame is right. And all of this for a public education that was promised to us.
Much is being said about the Constitution. They talk about the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms. I care about the 14th Amendment that recognizes that all people have dignity, all people have hopes, all people have aspirations, and let's get behind that 14th Amendment, and let's get behind it by making sure you have something that is implicit in the Constitution, which is the freedom to achieve. We want that freedom of speech. We want that freedom of religion, that freedom to organize. But what's been made America great has been the freedom to achieve, to be able to go to college.
We talk about all Americans, given the opportunity of this country. Pell Grants make that possible.
I think it's very important to signal here that this is not an issue that's sort of East Coast or only for minority students. This is an issue that's important for all of America. All of America.
Education is under attack. What do we do? Education is under attack. What do we do?
The bottom line about this is that cutting Pell is nearsighted foolishness. Yes, it reduces the deficit in the immediate term. It is a place to take some money out of the budget. But what it's really about is wasting our single greatest resource in this nation, and that's the talent of our people. America's greatest resource is the talent of the people.
I interned for multiple community nonprofit organizations, engaged in local campaigns to defeat propositions that negatively affected my community. I planned out college outreaches for high schools and community college students. I tutored the only Filipino English bilingual school in San Francisco. I was even a senator for my associated student body, where I helped budget $1.4 million for student activity. On top of that, I performed in a play last semester about the history of the labor movement. All of these things would not be possible if I did not receive the Pell Grant.
You know, when we talk about the Pell, I have to say that for me, as president at Morgan, it is indeed personal. I actually am the son of Alabama sharecroppers. And I grew up in immense poverty in Alabama and did not go to school full time until I was in the 7th grade. And one day I had this notion that college was possible. But my family had absolutely no money. And so therefore, when I arrived on the campus of Tuskegee, I arrived there because of what was called the Basic Educational Opportunity Grant. And had that particular grant not been there, there's absolutely no way that this guy named David Wilson, president at Morgan State University, would be standing here today.
Pell Grant funding is a critical issue for us. It's a key determinant in whether we will be able to continue taking classes in higher education. I'm an independent undergraduate student with a 3.8 GPA, taking part in 3 honors programs while working as a research assistant to a professor in one of the programs. Without Pell Grant funding at its current levels, it's a guarantee that I will not be able to continue being enrolled full-time at college.
As President Obama said, out-build and out-innovate. But in order to do that, we have to out-educate, and that means keeping our Pell Grants, keeping our student loans, and keeping you in college. That's what we need to do.
Out.